Hello my friends, how are you today? I hope you are very well. I am Reina, licensed tourist guide, and I want to share with you some things about Picasso's Guernica. Picasso's Guernica is the greatest universal symbol of the pain of helpless victims massacred in all parts of the world where there is a war. But Guernica has also other interpretations. There is a great consensus that it is an incredible work of art that fascinates us with its symbols. In this video, we will analyze Picasso's life, the year he created Guernica, his iconography, his incredible creative process, and his most popular interpretations. So, let's get to it.
Year 1937. Picasso confessed that he is going through the worst period of his life. Why? Professor Francisco Calvo Serrayer explained that in the 1930s, Picasso was going through an artistic, personal, and emotional crisis. Picasso suffers a creative crisis. He has doubts about his artistic evolution. Apollinaire, André Breton, Max Jacob, Paul Eluard, Joan Miró, among others, flatter him to join the Surrealist movement, but Picasso resists. So, the civil war in Spain worries Picasso. He is also discouraged by the ascension of fascism in Germany and Italy. His wife Olga Khokhlova, Maria Teresa Walter, the mother of his 1.5-year-old daughter, and the brilliant photographer Dora Maar do not give him a break. Meet Olga Khokhlova, dancer of the famous Russian ballet of Diaghilev. She married Picasso in 1918. They have one son, Paolo. Olga is a sophisticated and dominant woman. In 1925, Picasso draws himself as a bull making love to Olga, the mare. 1927, Olga's mother dies. Olga falls into depression. The same year, a 50-year-old Picasso begins an affair with 17-year-old Maria Teresa Walter. The love between Olga and Picasso has turned to hate. Nasty scenes of jealousy abound on Olga's part. Picasso insults her by words and painting. She responds that he is self-conscious and an untalented man. They have a war, and it will last 8 years. Maria Teresa likes to sleep. She sleeps while Picasso works. He paints her as a sexy bullfighter woman. She satisfies Picasso's mature ardors. On September 5, 1935, after a complicated birth, their daughter Maya is born. Dora Maar, original photographer and passionate woman, conquers Picasso in 1936. They become lovers, but he refused to leave Maria Teresa. Picasso draws Dora as a dove, symbol of a long but for impossible peace. Besides all those problems, Picasso has a commitment with the Republican government of Spain to paint a gigantic propaganda mural of the cultural and social achievements of the Republic to be presented in the Spanish pavilion of the International Fair of Paris in 1937. At the beginning of this year, Picasso feels unmotivated and without any inspiration to face such a commitment. Picasso had been living in France for more than 30 years. The political squabbles in Spain were for him different and distant. On February 3, 1937, a military unit sent by Mussolini, the Corpo Truppi Volontarie, together with nationalist troops, attacked Malaga. After 5 days of battle, Malaga falls. Its inhabitants fled in panic along the road to Almeria, where they are riddled by land, sea and air. Between 3,000 and 5,000 civilians dead. In Paris, Picasso goes berserk. He was born in Malaga. On April 26 of 1937, German fighter planes bombed Guernica, a village being the center of the vast cultural tradition, but of no military strategic importance. It is a typical action of intimidating warfare. Hundreds of people die. There is a total devastation. The attack on a defenseless civilian population shocks the world, and Picasso, who decides finally to undertake the mural. The official opening of the international exhibition in Paris is only 1 month away.
The mural will be huge. It will be painted on a linen and jute canvas measuring 3.81 to 8.50 yards. The craftsman Jaume Vidal needed more than 3 hours to place the large canvas on the stretcher. A rack of preparatory sketches covered the floor, and unbridled creative fury possessed Picasso. The 45 preparatory sketches of Guernica are overwhelming. Picasso drew infinite expressions of horror and pain, yet they contain neither allusions to the politics nor to the Spanish Civil War. The horse appears in many Picasso's works before Guernica. This one here resembles the chosen for the final version, with a pointed tongue and the holes and its nose and ear that looks like tears.
Women face up, forward or down, transcended with pain and despair. They have tear-shaped nostrils and ears. From a huge tear on the shoulder of the woman emerged the torso of the wounded baby. The nipple of the woman is a teardrop. The foreshortening of the horse reminds the 1907 sculpture of General Martinez Campos by Benure. These versions of horse, woman and child were finally dismissed.
The woman is now in the background. Her nipple is a needle. The horse cries for the dead soldier. The bull with smoking tail and closed muzzle starts at us. Picasso opts for a grieving woman holding a baby. One of her nipples is a pacifier, the other a tear. The surroundings in chiaroscuro. Picasso accepted Dora Maar's advice for a night scene.
Picasso does not stop sketching. He never tires. He never sleeps. Dora Maar is his inseparable witness. She photographs the evolution of the world. He has decided, after a long reflective process, that it will be a monochromatic mural, like the first black and white photos of the Chilling massacre published in L'Humanité and Le Soir newspapers.
Picasso decided to paint a monochrome mural, not only because of time constraints, but also because colors would have conferred an added emotional character, which would manipulate the viewer's feelings. That was alien to Picasso's intention. Picasso finishes the mural on June 4th, 3 weeks and 3 days after his first paintbrush stroke. On July 12th, it can finally be seen in the Spanish pavilion.
They have named it Guernica. It is not known who suggests the name to Picasso. Maybe his friend Juan Larrea, or it was his even closer friend Paul Eluard. Before the mural presentation, Picasso said, In the mural I am working on, which I will call Guernica, and in all my recent work, I clearly express my hatred for the military chaos that has swept Spain in an ocean of pain and death.
Guernica was placed to be walked laterally. This is what Professor Isabel Tejeda suggests. Following her, let's discover its characters. From viewer's right to left. The first figure we meet is a terrified woman, engulfed in flames, crying out to heaven.
Two women, one holds a kerosene lamp, the other drags her bulky left leg with an open wound in the fibula. Where are they both looking at? A horse appears, open mouth with pointed tongue and open entrails. Exhales a wheeze that pierced the sea. The tear-shaped nostrils and round nose resemble a skull. A man is lying like a broken statue on the ground. A flower grows from his broken sword. There is a bull, also with a sharp tongue and imposing testicles, that snore. It is the only character that looks towards the spectator. At the end of the mural, left off the viewer, a woman shrieks upwards while holding an inanimate creature. The terrifying and shocking scene is partially illuminated by an electric lamp. On the table, between the bull and the horse, we have a glimpse of a dove's cheek in the dark, upright, damaged wing, and a wide open beak. Now we see that the woman with the kerosene lamp looks towards the mother who shrieks to the sky, while the one with the injured legs fixes her eyes on the electric lamp. Guernica has moved millions of people and made many cry. But, dear friends, honestly, suppose that a viewer does not know anything about the terrible story behind the bombing. Do you think that he would associate the mural with the criminal destruction of the Basque village?
The most likely answer would be negative. The work, called Guernica, does not tell any specific fact. This painting is an immense allegory, and its symbols has inspired countless interpretations. To understand the genius of Picasso is a Cyclopean task. Professor Eugenio Carmona summarizes three axes on which Picasso's work revolves. His iconography of strong sexual character. Second, the imagery of Picasso's own and other people myths. Third, constant allusions to masterpieces of art history.
Let's explore again the characters of Guernica and its iconography. The associations between symbolism and the characters do not come from Picasso, who rarely expresses himself about the painting. And when he declared that the horse is a horse, the bull a bull, and the sheik a sheik, only a few believed him.
In many historical masterpieces of the painting art, you will find several characters who extend their arms upwards. Botticelli, Scene from History, Nastasio degli Onesti. Raphael, Fire of the Borgia. Titian, The Glory. El Greco, The Vision of Saint John. Rubens, The Horrors of War. Goya, The Executions of May the 3rd.
In 1550, Bronzino finished his work, Allegory of the Triumph of Venus. Check the upper part, that vigorous arm of the god Kronos. It prevents the blue cloth of oblivion from falling on the scene of pleasure, deceit, and jealousy. Does the woman with the kerosene lamp represent the light of truth that the nationalists pretended to deceive in Guernica? In 1622, Guercino paints Saint Peter freed by an angel. The heavenly apparition extends his arm, urging Saint Peter to escape.
Picasso sculpts in bronze the Offering Lady, which highlights this female form with powerful arm holding a vase or amphora. Predecessor of Guernica, in 1935, Picasso made this etching, where, apart of the light of the candle held by the girl, we have the bull, the horse and the pigeons in the window, which we also have in Guernica. In 1814, Goya places on the far right of his 2nd of May a woman, the only female presence in the painting, who, terrified, pleads in vain to stop the fight. José de Ribera painted in 1609 a Judgment of Solomon, in which the good mother stares at an elderly Solomon. Eugène Delacroix painted in 1824 a Massacre of Chios. A kneeling woman turns her back on the tragedy and fixes her gaze on the top. Delacroix himself completed in 1830 his masterpiece, Liberty Leading the People. Note the kneeling red scarf woman looking towards a fixed point, above rifle and bayonet.
Saul has fallen from his horse and lies blinded on the ground with his arm outstretched. This work by Caravaggio from 1604 may be a source of Guernica. In his May the 2nd work of 1814, Goya places on the right of the painting a slain soldier with his head out of joint facing upwards. In Liberty Leading the People of 1830, Eugène Delacroix paints one dead soldier and one dead civilian in opposite directions. Edouard Manet, inspired by Goya, painted in 1864 a dead bullfighter also upside down.
Goya's May 2nd features 3 horrified horses that face the viewer. In The Slaughter of Chios, Delacroix painted a white horse that looks in fright at the horror below. The horse, along with the bull, are animals Picasso most frequently includes in his drawings and prints.
A street lamp illuminates the victims of the French firing squad in Goya's overwhelming May 3rd. Picasso resorts to the candlelight of Minotauromachia.
Is Picasso inspired by the dove of peace? Inspired, Picasso was an atheist. He often depicted variations of Catholic iconography. Between 1949 and 1961, Picasso painted several doves. Before Picasso painted his famous Dove of Peace in 1961, the genius drew several doves, and also Dora Maar as a dove. The bull is the classic in Picasso's iconography. Picasso was fascinated by the symbolism of the violence, passion, and death that his bulls represent. In 1925, he assumed the role of the bull, making love to Olga, who is the mare.
Here we have some historical representations of a mother with a flaccid creature in her arm. The Pietà, Michelangelo's immeasurable sculpture of 1499. A plaster sculpture of 1886 by George Minde, mother grieving over her dead child. Woman with dead child but Keith Corwit's stripe-on engraving of 1903.
Dora Maar photographed the evolution of Guernica, from the first sketch on the canvas to the end. Let's talk about changes that took place. On this sketch, there is a soldier and a woman lying on the ground, pointing with her feet to the left edge of the canvas, a dead woman. The soldier's vigorous left arm is raised in a communist salute. From the left to the right, from the viewer's position, the bull stares at us with an angry look, closed mouth and raised chin. The horse bends in an impossible torsion. A woman, drawn full length, falls from above, engulfed in flames. The soldier's upraised hand clutches a branch of ears of corn enframed in a huge sun. The soldier lies here face down. The raised arm disappears and does the political sign. The sun adopts a more oval shape. Next to the bull's face, in a vertical line above that child, a warning crescent moon. This announces that the final scene will be night. The woman's eyes stare at the kerosene lamp. The left hand of the woman at the window might be a symbol of communist sickle, hammer, and a five-pointed star. The bull with a smoking tail opens its mouth. His eyes and nostrils are tears. His tongue a nail like that of the horse. The moon disappears. The night appears. In the background are some blurry architectural fragments. The legs of the woman, with arms extended upwards, vanish.
The soldier has turned around. A flower grows from his broken sword. The dark dove appears on the table. The sheik is not illuminated by the nearby electric lamp. Many identify the lamp with the European power that did not take sides in the Spanish Civil War. From the open belly of the horse, letters sprout. Could they be those of the newspapers in which Picasso read about the tragedy? It is June the 4th of 1937. Picasso has finished Guernica. It is a false triptych that follows several classical rules of composition. The subjects move diagonally from right to left of the viewer. Picasso incorporates many styles from the far and recent past into Guernica. Classicism. It looks like a classical Greek pediment. Mannerism. The Pietà, the horse, the bull, the woman falling from the hay. Tenebrism. The electric light bulb, the kerosene lamp combined with surrounding darkness. Impressionism. The lines emerging from the open belly of the horse. Expressionism. The panic atmosphere of the mural. Cubism. The eyes of the bull and the soldier. Surrealism. The piercing tongues. The flowers sprouting from the broken sword. All the screaming noise that seemed to emanate from the painting.
Dear friends, it is impossible to unravel all symbols hidden in Guernica. Picasso himself expressed the wish that the public should see what it wants. That is why many believe that instead of trying to understand and discover the symbols of Guernica, we should flow away by the emotions it awakens in us. Many political interpretations of Picasso stated that the mural Guernica relates to Guernica's tragedy. So, the bull represented the brutality of fascism. The horse is the Spanish people. But others have asserted the complete opposite. The woman coming through the window, it's Russia or the Spanish Republic. The kerosene lamp she is holding is the help that Russia gave to the Republicans. The fallen soldier with his broken sword is destroyed Guernica. Those who only see a killing nightmare of civilians by force of arms argue that the mural is the most important anti-war art piece of all times. What is shown here could reflect what happened in Benghazi, Vietnam, Dresden, Nagasaki, Malaga, or unfortunately will continue to happen as long as the humankind exists.
A couple of years ago, Professor Arranz pointed out the theory that Guernica was a great family painting. Well, almost. More like a large mural in which Picasso captured his traumas as Goya had done in his black paintings. Upon Arranz, Picasso's art is inextricably linked to the events of his life, and his images form an enigmatic but immediate diary of the people and situations which surrounded him. Thus, with a woman engulfed in flames, Picasso recalled that 1884 Malaga earthquake which traumatized a 3-year-old Picasso. The dead soldier would be his friend Casagemas, who committed suicide at the age of 21 in Paris. After the death of his friend, Picasso's blue period began. The remaining characters are Picasso's mother in a dual role, the horse is screeching Olga, the pigeon in the shadow is a complaining Dora Maar, the woman with the dead child is Maria Teresa with her daughter Maya, who was sick at that time but still alive today. And the bull with protruding testicles is an angry Picasso who turns his head away from yelling Olga. The fact that Picasso was a fan of bullfighting fomented the interpretation that the mural is a tribute to Picasso's bullfighter friend Ignacio Sanchez Mejia, who was killed by the bull Granadino in August 1934. Actually, the mural shows some typical participants of a bullfight. I leave it to your own judgment to draw your own conclusions.
Dear friends, it's very difficult to express an opinion about Guernica that does not cause political rejection in any sense. I have tried in this video to give shelter to all interpretations. This is the job of a tourist guide like me. Now I pass the baton to you. During the last Spanish Civil War, atrocities were committed on both sides by the nationalists and the Republicans. Let's hope that they will never happen again. For my part, I invite you to give your opinion below in the comment section. Even nowadays, Guernica gives rise to new interpretations. Cheer up! I say you goodbye, quoting Pirandello and Picasso himself. Whatever you think about the mural. Così è, se vi pare. See you soon. Bye bye.